Hey everybody, Joy here. It's Sunday morning and it is October 11. October 11, so it's 10/11/2020. How are you all today? I just finished about 30 minutes ago reading all of your comments. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy reading your comments. It's like, even though I'm all alone most of the time, except for Jerry, it's like I have real friends out there. And you really care about me. And you trust me enough and care about me enough to tell me what you really think about something. I think that was kind of a test, as I wanted to say. I wonder if they'll tell me what they really think. Because I have, in the past, and I'm sure in the future, seen on some people's channels, YouTube channels, people who sew and people who quilt. And they will show what they have made. And I will just think, oh my God, that is horrible, that looks awful, oh my goodness, they don't look good in that color, they don't look good in that style, that quilt is absolutely awful, there's a crooked block here and a crooked block here. And all the people will say, oh, that's just beautiful, it's just wonderful, it's just fabulous. And I'll think, how is this person going to know that this thing doesn't look right, that there's a problem with it, if everybody lies to them? Then on the other hand, you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I understand that. But in a nice, kind way. You can tell somebody. I told my friend Becky, and she's a fabulous quilter. She's a much, much, much better quilter than I am. I mean, she makes all kinds of quilts. She makes practically a quilt today. But she worked on this funky pattern, and she had it hanging on the door. And I said, Becky, there is something wrong with that pattern. She said, I know it, I worked on it forever, it's driving me crazy. But, you know, if you care about someone, you can be, what does this say and what does my preacher say all the time? Tell the truth in love. Tell the truth in love. That's the secret. That's how we lead people to the Lord, isn't it? We don't hate them, we don't feel bad about them, we don't want ill for them, but we definitely want them to know our God. Since it's Sunday, can I say that little bit today? Okay, let me take a sip of my caffeinated coffee. So good. Okay, so the Eureka top. Number one, I know that the Sewing Workshop and Cutting Line Designs, all of their patterns are boxy, boxy, boxy. Why did I ever buy their patterns to start with? I don't know. I love Louise Cutting, and I love that lady that works for her. They are brilliant. And they can take a boxy pattern and make it up, and they look amazing in it. But for some reason, when I make it up, I look like a box in it. So, I don't know. I need to stick with things that are, you know, semi-shaped. Because I just think you are absolutely 100% right. All of you, number one, the colors were weird. Number two, it was way too boxy. Am I going to wear it? Sure. I live out here in the woods. There's nothing here to see me but squirrels and rabbits and deer and what are those little things that have the armor on them? Armadillos. They don't care what I wear. So, and I might even, you know, take another tuck in the side of each one. Maybe that'll help. Of course, I can't do anything with the apron hanging from the bottom, but whatever. We're leaving that subject. We're going on to a new one. You notice I'm standing here with Lucy. And I've got another issue. I love this blue skirt. I made this blue skirt and I wore it in my fashion show. I don't remember what I wore on the top with it. But I love this blue skirt and it has the asymmetrical hem. Can you see the asymmetrical hem? Do I need to back Lucy up so you can see it? There's a rug here and she gets caught on it. Lucille, back up. Okay. Can you see the asymmetrical hem now? Let me see. I think you can see it. I think you can see the asymmetrical hem. I'm pretty sure. See, this part wraps over that part, and it's asymmetrical down here. So I have been wanting to make a blouse to go with this skirt because I want to wear it when we go to visit our grandkids in Austin, and then we're going to San Antonio. We are going to actually go to our church in real life. Yes, we are. So I was going through my stash trying to find something that matched this blue skirt. Has nothing to do with this top. Ignore it for right now, okay? So I was up here. This blue skirt's been on Lucy for months and months. I just took it off recently. And so when we were going there, I thought, oh, I want to wear this skirt when I go to one of the events there. So I went through my stash and I found this material. Let me show you this material. I wanted something that matched this blue. Now, you would think a lot of things would match that blue, but they really don't. But I found this piece that I got at Hobby Lobby quite some time ago, and it matches perfect. It just matches absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's 100% cotton, and it's a Northcott fabric. So it's a really nice fabric. I'll hold it up close. See? It's got kind of a little silver. I can make silver earrings with some blue balls. It's got kind of a metallic silver in it, but it just looked perfect with this skirt. So I wanted to make a blouse to go with it. Well, I don't know what blouse. I took one out yesterday that was a style arc, and I worked on it almost all day long. It's now in the garbage. Turns out it was a dolman sleeve. When I put the FBA in it, it ended up, you know, being able to fit Jerry's bulldozer out there. It was just humongous. I thought, why am I doing this again? Everybody just told you don't look good in square tops. So it's in the garbage. So I want to find a pattern. That's what I'm doing today. I want to find a pattern to make this out of to go with this skirt, okay? So I started on this yesterday after I threw the Eureka top, or after I threw the style arc pattern away. I went and I got this fabric out, and I put the skirt on my own body, and I held this up to me, and I decided, okay, that's the blouse I want to make, okay? So, go to bed, wake up, go to church, get your shower, get dressed, have your coffee, and come back up here. But before I did that, I was in my closet, and you know my newly organized closet. Oh my gosh, I love it. I noticed that there were two tops in the closet that had a lot of blue in them. This top, I wonder if this is the top I wore with that skirt in my fashion show. I don't know. But I noticed this top in my closet. So I put it on to see if it would look good with this skirt. You know, then I wouldn't have to make a top. I'd already have one. Well, the thing is gigantic on me. You can see I took, this is probably a total of 3 inches here on this side. And this is another 3 inches on this side. Here's 2 inches here and head on up, okay? This is a dolman sleeve, but it actually fits me really nice, and this is a stretch cotton. So I figured if I shorten it about 4 inches and I take in both sides, I thought maybe it could go with that skirt. Most of the blues don't really match it, but there's one blue in here that kind of does. So that was one of the things I thought, okay, maybe I can take this blouse in and wear it with this skirt. So then I went downstairs again to change my blouse because I didn't like the one I had on when I wanted to make a video for you guys. I just had on this old t-shirt. And I saw this blouse hanging in the closet. Didn't have the skirt. The skirt's on her, right? And I saw this and I went, oh, that blouse has blue in it. That blouse has blue in it. But look at this one. The thing about this blouse, you guys said, we don't like asymmetrical hems. I actually do like them, but I agree with you. They look a lot better if they're all the same fabric. But this one has an asymmetrical hem. So, is an asymmetrical hem with an asymmetrical hem a good thing, you fashionistas out there? Or should this definitely not have an asymmetrical hem like the skirt? But doesn't that look nice with it? The fabric, I love the fabric with it. I think that's just really pretty. And I don't really care. Let me stand back and look like you're looking at it. It's asymmetrical in a different way. The skirt is a different asymmetrical. I think that looks really good, actually. I do. And now that I've lost weight. Now this is the top I made when I didn't weigh so much. And so this top actually fits me pretty good still. So, give me your honest opinion. I certainly don't want to go down to visit Cornerstone and be wearing something dorky. The women there dress really, really nice. I always enjoy Sunday morning church. Those of you who've watched me for a long time, you know I'm a people person. I love to look at people. I love to look at them and see what they wear and how they wear their hair and how they wear their makeup and how they walk and what their shoes look like. I just study people. Men, women, children, all of them. In fact, when I'm in real church, I'm just looking at everybody. Oh, Jerry, look at that. Oh, Jerry, look at that. Oh. So I really liked it, and I noticed this morning in the choir, everybody had new fall colored outfits on. So anyway, tell me what you think about this one. Tell me what you think about this one. Once I take it in, tell me what you think about that one. This one's just straight on the bottom. See, just straight across. Huh? You like that one? I don't know. I think either one of these will go with this skirt, and I don't really need to make a new top today. But I probably will anyway. I'm supposed to be cleaning and organizing this room up here, and I'm just very, very slow getting it all done. It is such a mess. Yesterday, you remember when we were getting the new carpet? You remember how I had to take all the fabric off of the fabric shelves? You remember how I had to take all my quilts off the top of the fabric shelves and put them in the shower? Well, yesterday they were still all in the shower. So I had to take them all out of the shower. I had to refold them, and I decided that I wanted to display my different quilts different times of the year. But I didn't want to take the owls down because I like the owls for fall. And I didn't want to take the sunflowers down because they're held up with old sewing needles hammered into the wall. And I didn't want to go through with taking those all out of the wall. But I did change one of my quilts. You want to see it? Hold on, I'll take you in the other room and show you another quilt change I just made. Actually, I just made 2 quilt changes. Hold on. All right, I'm back here in the big TV room. And you can see that I've got some of my quilts folded up and put back up there. I've got the chicken quilt up there. I've got my fall quilt up there. I've got that one I made for the cruise I never went on. I have the one that I made with the friends that don't like me anymore. And I have the kind of Christmassy one up there. But the one I changed is over here where the Bernhardt family used to be. You remember the Bernhardt family? Where I paper pieced bird houses. It was a swap I got in, but I ended up making most of my own. But I made the bird houses, and then I decided to make a bird that resembled every person in the family. Well, that's been up there for years and years and years and years and years. So yesterday I asked Jerry to help me. There is a real strange quilt hanger up here. I would not recommend this quilt hanger to anybody. I don't know if they even make it anymore. But it's real funky. It has these rollers. There's a crack. See the crack? There's an opening in it, and up inside the opening are these roller balls. And you kind of slide the edge of the quilt up in there, and then the roller balls, you have to get them just right to hold the quilt. So he was on a ladder, I was on a ladder. It took us probably 30 minutes to hang that up yesterday. So I highly recommend the hang it dang it's. Okay, so that's one quilt that I got out of the shower and hung up yesterday. I put the bird hearts away. Then I changed another one. It doesn't really fit, but let me show you it. I called it Nita's Garden. Made and quilted by Joy and Bernhardt in 2015 in memory of beloved mother-in-law. Okay, so I made it after she died. And I just called it a name after her because she absolutely loved gardening. She and her mother lived together, and they lived in this little town. And their town had this thing called the Green Spade Award. And every year somebody in the town got the Green Spade Award for all their gorgeous flowers and everything. and they won it every year. When she died and we went through her house, she must have had 50 packages at least of Miracle Grow. Every cupboard we opened had Miracle Grow in it. And I don't know what pattern it is, y'all. I'm sorry. I do not remember. Goodness, I should have put that on the back, shouldn't I? So, that's one of my many quilts. And all the flowers probably have a name. Of course, I don't know what they are. Yeah, applique. You know, applique seems to be my thing. So that's all I did. I changed those 2 quilts. I actually put another quilt out yesterday. I want to show it to you. Having these quilts and being able to find the patterns, that's 2 different things, okay? This is a table runner I made. It's a fall table runner. It says, Happy Fall, Y'all. Now the problem is, I have no idea where the pattern is. I don't know, my gosh. When you're 70, your brain has to decide what it wants to remember and what it wants to forget. Let me see if I can go out wide on this and show. Oh, yeah, I can. So it's Happy Fall, Y'all, which of course I use my embroidery machine for. It's got these little triangle things on it. It's got pointy points. And I was going to give this away. And I don't have any tables. I don't have any place to put it. And then my lightning fast mind remembered that this shelf here is kind of like a table. And so I could put it there. So now I'm all super excited about making table runners. What are these things? These are scarecrows. Aren't the scarecrows fun? I don't know how I did their mouths. I bet I used my embroidery machine for that. But isn't this fun? Scarecrows. Every one of them has a different color hat. That is just too fun. I'm so glad I found a place to put it. And I'm so sorry, you guys, I don't know the pattern. But I do know the pattern for the owls. Let me show you the pattern for the owls. All right, patterns seem to be a problem for me. To ever find them again once I've made something, it just seems to be the biggest problem. So the big quilt you saw out there, my Edyta Sitar quilt, I think I gave the book to Philly. I'm not sure, but I think I gave the book to Philly, so that's why I can't find that book. But this is the owls. Every time I show the owl quilt, somebody says, where's the pattern for the owl quilt? The owl quilt pattern is a book. It is called Outstanding Owls for Applique. Of course, it's a joy quilt. Outstanding Owls for Applique by Darcy Ashton. A-S-H-T-O-N, and she publishes her own books. This is the pattern. If you will go, I'll put a link below. Hey, I'll put an affiliate link below because I think you can get this on Amazon. Yeah, and then I'll make a few pennies if you buy it with the link. It won't cost you any different, one way or the other. Okay, Outstanding Owls by Darcy Ashton is the pattern for the owls. I told you that one out there is Edyta Sitar. If you'll go to Laundry Basket Quilts, I'm sure you'll find it there. It's the 12 seasons, January, February, March through December. So I'm sure you can find that there. And it was a book. It was a really nice book. And the one with the scarecrows and the pumpkins, I have no idea. Okay? All right, there's something else I wanted to tell you. This is a little bit sad. Our guest, who actually is my husband's only living brother. He had 2 brothers. The other one died several years ago. He was an alcoholic and used other things besides that. So he died. He was dead 4 days before anybody found him. It was very sad. Well, this is his other brother, who's actually 10 years younger, and he's in the same condition. Very, very sad. It's one of those things where when he was 10 years old, his parents got divorced. And the one parent, his mother, was a Christian, went to church and was strict. You know, not strict, just normal. Raise a child with some discipline. And the father was no rules, no anything. So the child chose to go live with the father. And grew up in all the wrong ways with all the wrong influences. And Jerry and I have been praying for him ever since we met, and we have helped him time and time and time and time again. So this time he made it for 9 days, and he was doing very, very well. Well, yesterday, Jerry had kind of been with him constantly, and yesterday, Jerry was working on an old lawnmower. He's trying to get it fixed up so he can sell it, and Don was by himself. Well, by himself is not a good way to be, evidently, when you are that type of person. And I was fixing supper last night, and I saw him sitting on the patio because he has this thing. His other brother was the exact same way. They've got all kinds of things wrong with them, of course, because of their life choices. The doctor that Jerry took him to said, it's a wonder you're alive at all. You should have been dead a long time ago with what you've done to your body. I mean, we're talking severe abuse here. So he was sitting on the patio because he's afraid of electricity. And he didn't like to be in our house unless we unplugged the TVs and we unplugged the lamps and there wasn't any electricity. In his bedroom, he'd unplugged everything in there. And so when he was in another room, he'd say, I'm just not comfortable in this room. There's too much electricity in this room. It's just, if any of you know about that, let me know. But anyway, his other brother was the same way. Smoked like a chimney, drank entire bottles of just plain booze his whole adult life. And everything that was wrong with him, he'd find something on the internet. And so his thing was gluten, that the gluten was making him sick. And so he was on this gluten diet. And we would tell him, that's just nonsense. That doesn't make any sense. You smoke like a chimney, you drink like a fish. What about what those things do? Oh, it's the gluten, it's the gluten. Anyway, this brother, everything's the electricity, and the electricity's causing him all these problems. So we had really seen him make a lot of progress. The day he got here, he was here for 9 days. The first day he got here, he could barely stand up. He could barely stand up. He just mumbled. You couldn't understand his words. He was in really bad shape. By day 9, he was helping Jerry hang up ladders, helping Jerry put up shelves. He was walking back and forth to the barn and back. And I told you one day he even was laughing and told a joke. But I think he just sat on the patio too long yesterday and started feeling sorry for himself and missing his stuff. And so I was cooking dinner, and he came in the house like he usually does, and I thought he was just going to go down the hall and wash his hands. And he came back dragging his suitcase, just walking real slow, dragging his suitcase. And I said, Don, I fixed your dinner. Where are you going? To my truck. And I said, but I fixed your dinner. I said, does Jerry know? He said, I'm going to my truck. So he went out to his truck, drove away. I went over, I said, Jerry, did you know that your brother just left? No. And so Jerry got on the phone and called him. No answer. He lives at least 5 hours from here. And his truck's got over 200,000 miles on it. So, hey, those of you who are praying, thank you, thank you, thank you. His name is Dawn. Thank you for your prayers. Jerry did get to pray with him this time. And Dawn did pray the sinner's prayer with Jerry, for those of you who are Christians and you know what that is. And he did do that. And so that has been our biggest prayer all these years. Dear God, please don't let him die until he's ready. Until he's ready spiritually. So anyway, it's in God's hands. That's where everything is, isn't it? Okay. I think that there was one other thing somebody asked me, but I don't remember what it was. I'm sorry, but it is 12:35, and I've got to go downstairs, and I made enough food last night for an army because, I've been cooking for 3, and since he left and didn't eat, we're having leftovers from last night. I made goulash. So, y'all have a wonderful week ahead. My Terry's back home. Terry's in the ministry. She and her husband are in the ministry. And they travel with our preacher that we used to have in Durant. His name's Dwayne Sheriff, and they travel with him and help him, and they do things in the church all the time. And so they've been gone for, goodness, probably the last 9 days while Dawn was here. And she just got home last night. So I think I'm going to get to see her tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Terry, I love you. All right, my friends, that's it for today. I hope it's okay that I told you about Jerry's brother. None of you will ever meet him or see him or know him. So anyway, God love y'all. Bye for now.